Alright, today I'm going to try out a conversion. I guess it's a USB to PS2 combo. Yep. And basically what it is, it's your green and purple for your keyboard and mouse for the old style keyboard and mouse here. Actually, this keyboard is a PS2 connection, but the mouse is not. But I've got an adapter that, to, again, test it out, for purposes like that. So I got a couple of computers in Mexico. That's the main reason I bought these. That chances are this keyboard being PS2. Actually, here's the mouse with a little USB adapter so I can test it. And the old PS2 style keyboard. Now this computer doesn't have a place for these type of plugs. So that's where this connection comes in. I got two of these here. Here's the second one. So yeah, we're going to use a USB port and connect up our keyboard and mouse. So stand by and let me get everything hooked up. Alright, well there they are. Keyboard's connected, and then the little adapter for the mouse is connected and plugged into one USB port. So this is just one, and this is the second one here. I'll go ahead and test them both, make sure they work. So in the meantime, everything's plugged up. So we'll fire up the computer. My old Dell Dimension E310. So we'll get fired up and see if it recognizes the keyboard and mouse. Alright. I have a seat here. Let everything boot up. And we'll see if everything works. I don't even have any speakers hooked up on this thing, so there it is, installing driver. It's probably the USB to PS2 combo. Click for status, might as well. Ready to use, that's the USB composite device, USB input device, USB input device, ready to use. So everything is good. Yep, you can tell by the mouse working. And we'll fire up, I don't have Office installed on here yet, so, and I don't have the internet hooked up either. Let me find something to test the keyboard on here. Hold on. Alright, well, we'll just type in like ms config. Oops. There we go. So the keyboard does work. Alright. And of course my startup, and that's the display. This monitor is about ready to get donated because Adobe Reader, I don't think I need that going during startup. But yeah, this little brightness display, it just pops up at random and then disappears. So yeah, I think this monitor is probably on its way out, but for testing purposes, it serves a purpose, obviously. So cool. I'll go ahead and click apply, OK, and then we will, let's see this, let's get this out of the way, exit without restart. And I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing down, and we'll hook up the other one to make sure it works. Alright, here's the second one. So we'll fire it back up, and again, test it for functionality. Dell. Alright, second boot up. See if we get that little screen at the bottom, because it'll probably detect it again. No internet and no speakers. Well, I guess it doesn't need to. The mouse is moving. Cool. So I guess it doesn't need to reinstall the drivers, being that it's the identical setup there. So type that again. ms config. Alright, so that does work. Adobe Reader don't need working, so okay. Well, great. So there you go, just a quick test of a USB to PS2 mouse and keyboard combo. So, most of these, for those that don't know, I've got a couple computers. We go to Mexico quite often, so I've got a lot of the older, devices like this, keyboard, mouse, that are PS2 in Mexico, and got spare parts that I just put computers together and use down there. So yeah, these will come in handy. Sometimes those PS2 connections are finicky on the board, so use this USB to PS2 combo, and that'll just make things a little easier for me, while I'm online or doing whatever on the computers while in Mexico. So that's the main reason I got two of them. So one for my computer where I stay and one for our computer in our boutique. So anyway, if y'all still use these old PS2 connections and you're starting to get to where the PS2 plugs are no longer an option on the backs of computers or motherboards, then this will be a good combo to use to alleviate that problem. So hope that helps you out, and thanks for watching.